afternoon, everybody. Ohio. We're live again after taking a break for lunch, and then I did some driving, and then my dad's driving again, so I figured I'd go live again so we can interact with anybody who shows up in the chat. For those following along, we're headed to Hobbs, New Mexico to see a solar eclipse this coming Saturday, October 14th, and we've decided to take it as a road trip and drive there, so figured we'd bring you along for the ride so you can check out each of the states that we'll be driving through. So today is Ohio, and then part of Kentucky, and then tomorrow is the rest of Kentucky, or at least most of the rest of Kentucky. Because most likely we'll stay near the edge of Kentucky before we start heading further south. I ran into a little bit of rain earlier, some rain showers, but it wasn't too bad. It was kind of funny. It was nice and sunny in front of me, but it was raining over me. Oh, there's one of the oil rigs here in the farm fields on the right.
Oh, yeah?
In the middle of the corn. Yeah. It's actually pumping.
Is it an oil rig?
Yeah, it's pumping.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's the first one I've seen.
I think it's the oil kind, because it's the actual pumping kind. But I could be wrong. Hey Jeremy, how's it going? We're going to stay in Georgetown, Kentucky tonight. And then we're going to take Route 62, most likely head over to Paducah, Kentucky, assuming I'm pronouncing that right, tomorrow.
Yeah, Paducah. That's right.
So yesterday was drive across Pennsylvania and get into Ohio a little bit. Today is drive across the rest of Ohio and get into Kentucky a little bit. Tomorrow is drive the rest of the way of almost all the way of Kentucky, and then I forget what's the next leg. It's Kentucky and Missouri.
Yeah.
I think. How's the beehive? The beehive is going good as far as we know. We had the bees moved on Wednesday. We did a lot of prep work this week with tearing everything out of our porch and building the beehive, because we got a beehive kit, so you actually have to build it and assemble it with screws, nails, some wood glue. So that was fun. And then our beekeeper friend came out and he ripped open the roof for us and pulled out all their combs, vacuumed them up with a special bee vacuum, and then moved them into their new hole. And then Friday, before we left on Saturday, we had to do a little bit of rearranging of the hives so that we could give them their remaining combs, because when you first dump them all back into the beehive, you can't fill both the boxes because there's just too many bees. They need to settle down into their hive, so we had to leave the one box empty for about a day and a half so they could work their way down and resituate themselves. Well, we managed to do that without having to use our smoker, which is typically used. You smoke your bees with cool smoke to calm them down so they don't send out the alert pheromone, which basically tells everybody, oh, we're being attacked, which means you'll start getting stung. So luckily we were able to take care of them without having to use the smoker at all on Friday for both the hive manipulations we had to do, so that was good. Yeah, we're going to Western Kentucky.
It'd take about a day to get there.
Yeah.
The way that we're going, anyway. We're taking the byways. 22 west.
Well, it was part of the journey with this trip, is we wanted to enjoy some of the nicer roads, which is slower, of course, but the views are nice. We haven't taken really a vacation in over 10 years, so.
Not a longer one, anyway.
Yeah.
Short ones.
We did get to try a little bit of our honey from the bees. We had 2 pieces of comb that we could have processed if we would have had time, but we actually gave it back to them. So whatever was left on the plate, we tried, and it was actually really good. It was just very strong. It was much stronger than I expected. It was very sweet. So it's kind of, a little goes a long way. It's a lot stronger than what you see in the grocery store, even with the raw honey I buy in the grocery store. It's much stronger. So, figure give them all the honey they can get so they hopefully get through the winter alive.
At first we thought we had 2 bee colonies, but it turned out there was a yellow jacket colony
Yeah, that was a fun surprise.
So we got 2 beehives, which was twice the work. But it worked out that we got them both, because when you move the bees into their new home, you need to either move them very far away or very close to where they were. So they were coming in the porch roof, which is about 7 or 8 feet off the ground. So we needed to put the beehive up.
Yeah.
So we put cinder block down, and then we used the extra beehive as some extra stacking. So we were able to get the hive body high enough that it was close enough. So most of the bees figured it out.
Yeah, it's normal to lose a few during the process, but we tried to minimize the losses as much as possible.
They say you can move it about 2 feet a day, and they won't lose their orientation. So we put it as close as we could to the roof line.
We kept their entrance in the same direction that they were entering the roof, so that they wouldn't get confused.
So that was one of the things we had to do on Friday, is take out a couple of extra stacks, lower them down 2 feet.
Well, we had to take the extra box off the top where they had dumped the extra bees into. So we took that off so we could work on the mouse guard, because it's recommended where we live you put a mouse guard on so that a mouse doesn't build a nest in there for the winter time, which where we live, mice are a big problem in the fall and winter. So we wanted to do that before we left. So we did that, and then like you said, we had to take out the extra deep and the honey super that we borrowed to lower them down there 2 feet for the day. Put the mouse guard in underneath them all with the new, the extra frames of honey.
I like how he poured a 5-gallon bucket of bees into the empty box on the top.
That bucket was heavy. I carried that out from the porch.
That was from the vacuuming process.
Yeah. He started having issues with the vacuum, and then he realized that the bees were all jammed up in the hose. He's like, we need to empty this now.
It's kind of the problem I have with the vacuum, that it fills up and then the hose fills up.
Yeah.
And it stops working.
Except this was bees. Yeah. He thinks we have at least 30,000 bees, if not more, which is good for this type of colony for this type of year. So, because typically you lower the numbers for winter, and they are more hardy for winter. They call them winter bees. The queen makes winter bees, which live a lot longer than your typical active season bees, which have a typical work life of 6 weeks.
Oh, did you take a picture of the bee that came along?
No, I forgot.
We stopped a while back and there was a bee crawling around on the car. It's like, oh my goodness, I think this one came from home.
I don't know, either that or it was attracted to us. I don't know. That's a long way for a bee to stay on the car.
It must have I'm guessing it got kind of trapped underneath the trunk lid, because
unless it was in the trunk.
It was
no
either
industrial, solar, and farmland.
Yeah,
Sorry,
look at that.
That was a cool sign.
That's a good sign. You want to go back and get a picture of that?
I don't think there's really a convenient way to do that. But yeah, that's exactly what we're fighting in Windsor Township, Berks County, Pennsylvania. Trying to stop an industrial solar energy generation facility or solar farm.
Leeward's got one somewhere here in Ohio. The company that's trying to build one near us.
It's a really tall tower.
Leeward Energy out of Texas, owned by Canadian...
Olmers.
Yeah. It's an investment company, essentially.
Retirement investment company. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. You're talking about the bee on the trunk.
Oh, there wasn't much to the story other than she was crawling around there when we had stopped at the gas station.
Yeah.
But it could have gotten in the groove underneath the trunk lid, because we had the trunk lid open a lot for cleaning the car and packing.
Yeah, it's true. My brother said he would check on them periodically while we're gone to see how they're doing. We have an infrared thermal camera, so we checked them out the first night, and it looked like down into the main box, which was good. And then before we left, we checked to see if they were checking out the honey supers that we put in there, the combs, the frames. And it looked like they were. Because we didn't get a confirmed visual on the queen, because typically you want to make sure you have your queen alive. But things that we saw in person while the beekeeper was there showed that, oh, they smell her, like she's in there, so she must have got sucked up in the vacuum. But it looked like everybody was doing well. We're not doing individual inspections right now because we're going into winter. The less stress, the better for them.
Where are we?
I was trying to figure that out. Hometown Harvest. Williamsport, Ohio is where we are.
I guess this GPS is not going to work. It's just going to give me a compass.
Do you want to give it to me and I'll sort of fiddle with it?
Nah. Deal with it another time.
So there's a tombstone here on the right for Williamsport High School. It says 1905 to 1964.
Really?
Yeah. I'll see if I can get a quick photo. That's different. It's crooked, but I got it. Such a hard angle. I can't say I've ever seen a tombstone for a high school before. That's different. Very different.
It's an interesting way to memorialize it.
Yeah. It has like a picture engraved on it too, like the old school. It's fascinating. Corn's very brown here. We had a decent harvest on our corn, and the bees helped us along with that. Like pollinating almost every single kernel and every single cob. Best corn harvest we've ever had. The sun is doing very interesting.
That interesting. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, there it is.
No industrial solar on farmland.
Yeah. So there must be fighting one here. I'll have to look that up. Williamsport, Ohio.
That is a good way to say it too, because they like to call it a solar farm. Makes it sound so nice, right? It's a farm. It's just a farm.
I'm gonna text that to you just so I remember to look that up later. Didn't hear a ding for you. Weird. The sun is like making the clouds very bright in that one spot. Oh, there it is. It's being built. The solar farm's being built here on the right.
Oh yeah, I see it. They got the pilings in.
Yep. Wow.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Some of the panels are up already.
Oh wow, it goes back forever. It's on. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all on our right.
That's insane.
Well, there's the high voltage lines.
Yep, they love to build them by the high voltage lines.
We'll be going under those.
It just goes on as far as I can see. I mean, I see the bulldozers as far as I can see. it goes all on the other side of the high power lines. I wonder, is there a road that goes next to the high power lines? That's what, a legal road? Here's some of it here. I was just wondering if we could get any of it on video. But it might not have a road that goes by.
Big one.
I pray that our community is able to stop it where we're trying to stop it. It's going to be unfortunate to lose 440 acres of productive farmland. That's hilly. It's
Yeah, at least that area here is pretty flat.
Yeah. What a shame. Not a lot of homes around here, so I doubt they could put up much resistance. It's very rural.
The only manufacturer of solar panels in the United States is in Ohio. A company called First Solar. They specialize in making a thin film type panel made from cadmium and tellurium.
I thought it's cadmium telluride.
Yeah, you react the two together. It has better electrical properties than conventional silicon. You don't need as much of a thickness to absorb the energy.
It has to do with the electron gap, right, in the panels?
What they call the electron gap, it has to do with, I think it has to do with the efficiency of conversion. How readily the energy of the sunlight is absorbed by the material. The closer you can match the absorbency of the material to the sunlight, the more efficient it can be. I think the theoretical maximum is around 34%. Real world efficiencies are up in the low 20s now. So we're kind of getting to diminishing returns because there's no perfect material out there that gives you that theoretical efficiency. So they're trying different combinations of elements to do it. Cadmium and tellurium are one combination that works a little bit better than straight silicon. And because it's more efficient, you don't need as much depth, so you don't need as much material. But still, tellurium is pretty rare. I think at least a third of the world's supply of tellurium is going into the manufacture of these panels. And cadmium is not exactly by itself very safe. It's rather toxic. Now it's fine when you react it with tellurium and you put it into an epoxy into a solar panel, but if that panel catches fire or you grind it up into dust, you know, you've got the risk of releasing toxic material.
Which would not be good.
Fire in particular, because it can free up the elemental cadmium. It's kind of like why we got away from nickel cadmium batteries, because of the cadmium. Nice flat farmland through here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
miles to go on Route 22. Stopped at a park in Washington's Courthouse.
I wonder if it's still there.
I'm sure it's still there.
We should check it out if it is. 'Cause it has that little covered bridge.
Yeah. I know when we came through, it was at the end of the day. We're starting to lose daylight. Because after west of here, then it was dark. Or am I thinking of Cambridge? You know what? I'm
it
thinking.
might have been Cambridge.
You know what? I think it might have been Cambridge. Thinking about it now. Yeah.
Well.
That park isn't here.
Yeah. There might be another park though.
Yeah, it was definitely dark coming through here because by the time we got to Zanesville, it was dark.
That's interesting. They have 2 clocks.
One's a thermometer.
Oh, it's a thermometer.
Yeah.
Oh, it looked like a clock at first. I couldn't read the numbers at first. Different.
Yeah.
Look at the colors on this tree. It's pretty. Red, orange, gold. Like you, I was surprised how much color we could see earlier today. Outside Cadiz, it was very colorful.
Cicadas.
One of these times I'll get it right.
Like cicadas.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that word earlier today. I was like, what word was it like? Cicadas.
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 So now we're in Fayette County. Yeah, I saw the silo. That's okay. I still got frogs in my throat. It's one reason we haven't been online for a while.
Yeah, we were coughing for a while.
Sounded like frogs.
The joys of having allergies. Well, that and we were cleaning out our porch, which had moldy stuff on it from the leaking roof, so that didn't help.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, the road goes right through here.
Whoa. That says propane on it.
Yeah. I saw before Buckeye Propane.
I'm guessing it's all because of the propane being there. Interesting. There's lots of hay bales on my right stacked up. It's 4 layers, so it's row of 4, row of 3, row of 2, and the row of 1.
Round ones.
Yeah, and they're all stacked up like that. I'm surprised they don't just roll off. Those things are really heavy. We call them caterpillars.
US Route 11. Another scenic route.
It's pretty windy through here through the fields. Just whipping across, I can feel it.
Definitely different kind of terrain here where it's flat. A lot to our east.
Yeah. You had a lot more hills this morning.
I think there's less color in the leaves here too.
Yeah.
Things are greener, still greener.
Well, I've noticed they cut a lot of the corn already. Which is interesting. But I guess it depends when they planted it. They planted it earlier. That corn over there is pretty brown on the left that you guys can't see. But
Well, I know at our place, there's not everybody can cut down their own corn. They bring in really big equipment. They actually have people come in and do it for them.
yeah. Which, you know, they got to do it whenever the harvester can do it. So.
Yeah, you're kind of on a schedule. It's like whenever they can get there.
Yeah. There's a "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
And whenever the weather's cooperative.
Yeah, which, at least in Pennsylvania, it's not always cooperative. The rain.
If they have to harvest the corn and it's too wet, then they got to pay extra to dry it, so you lose some value there. I don't know that much about it, but that's what the farmers told me.
Yeah. It's best if you can let Mother Nature dry it so you don't have to dry it. They don't make a lot of profit in general. But if you have to pay to dry it, you lose even more. That was one of the interesting conversations we had with the beekeeper, talking about how all the prices are rising up for all the farmers, yet they're not getting a raise, which is just plain old lousy. It's like seed costs are going up, fertilizers, etc. All the processing and everything is just more money. So definitely support your local farmer.
Brown eggs for sale.
Or your local community grower, whether they're selling tomatoes or eggs or, you know, grass-fed beef, whatever. It's better for you, and you know where your food's coming from, and you make a nice relationship with them. It's better all the way around. I mean, obviously big ag wouldn't like it, but
I'm glad we were able to drive this stretch of 22 in the daylight.
yeah, it's nice.
Because I remember when we did this the first time, and it was at night.
I do remember there was a lot of farm fields.
Just remember we were heading to go through Cincinnati. I think you were looking up how far it was. And I said, I don't think I want to know the number.
Yeah.
And you looked it up and said, no, I don't think you want to know the number. That was back a ways.
Yeah.
We're a lot closer now, but now I know it's going to be a haul.
Did we go through Washington Courthouse already?
No.
Yeah. Alright.
You're the navigator.
I just turned on the map. Did we go through Johnson yet?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm in Lake Erie.
I know there was a nice stretch of open road between Circleville.
Well, we went through Williamsport, so 610. Should be 14 miles to Washington Courthouse from Williamsport.
So we're enjoying this this last leg of open highway on Route 22.
Well, it looks like you have a little bit from... Oh, that's right. We're getting on 62 then, aren't
Yep. Don't miss the turn.
we? Yeah. You want to look for Stanton, Ohio. You know what's crazy is there's a Buena Vista right near Stanton, Ohio.
Really?
It makes me think of Virginia. Because they're both in Virginia.
And they're both close to each other.
Yeah, and we've been to both. So it's like, oh, interesting. 235 bypass. No driving on marked shoulder. I don't know. In some ways, Ohio.
Always stop here. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
So what is this car doing?
I'm guessing it's a cop. No, maybe it's just a lost driver. I don't know.
Washington Courthouse.
Settled by the Virginian. Very interesting. Yeah, that's interesting that there's a Stanton, Ohio, and Buena Vista that will actually go through Stanton, Ohio. And we'll see signs probably from Buena Vista. So we're in Fayette County, Ohio right now. Roadside restaurant that we stumbled upon the last time we were in Ohio. That was really good. Good food.
Yeah, that was west of Youngstown. It was off of Route 224.
So far, all the ones I've seen that are kind of similar to that, the way that looked, have appeared closed. But it could be because it's a Sunday that they're not open. I like that color blue. It's pretty. Oh, look at this guy's yard. It's decked out for Halloween. I don't think he's got any more room in his yard for decorations. It's pretty busy. What's a pull tab? It says play pull tabs here. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's some kind of gambling thing. Unless it's kind of like bingo. I don't know. Weird. I think next year for our garden, I'm going to plant more flowers for the bees.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did some this year, not knowing we had bees. Did some sunflowers. I had one marigold come up out of 6, which ended up turning into a super marigold.
Oh, here's some more signage. Number 1 issue.
Yeah.
Protect parents' rights. Well, here we are. After over 450 miles on Route 22,
we say goodbye.
We're going to be getting onto Route 62. I think they run together for a little bit.
Oh, there's a cannon on my right. It's good on my side. It's kind of
That's Route 62 coming in from the right.
So we're on 6222, South Ohio 3, and South 41 Ohio. That's a lot of roads.
And here's Junction 41.
We haven't seen any deer today. I was thinking about that one that we saw in Cicadas, right on the sidewalk eating the grass. It's pretty funny. Art gallery on the left. It looks pretty cool. And these flowers. Big giant pots.
You want to go a little further on 22?
That's your choice. It goes further north.
Yeah. 62.
I wouldn't do it personally.
Here's where they split.
It's such a weird intersection.
Yeah.
It's like multiple roads coming together.
There it is. 22's off to our right. Now we just stay on this road for, I don't know, 1,000 or so miles.
A long way. Racetrack on the right or something else. I think it's racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
Fayette County Fairgrounds.
Ready to take a stretch break?
Yeah, that'd probably be good.
traffic jam. Got cars behind me, car in front of me.
Oh, wow. You could just take the handicap if there's nothing else. I have my placard.
You don't have to do that.
Well, it was only in case it was all filled up. Alright, time for a stretch break. We'll let those in the chat rob the snack cabinet while we stretch our legs. And be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, just give us a few minutes.
Been in a car for a few hours, so we need a
Haven't taken a long break in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a short one now.
Have you seen my wallet?
No, actually I haven't. When's the last time you had it?
When we had lunch.
All good.
Might get this in.
Alright, so we're going to be heading south. It's marked west, but it's kind of more south than west right now. Route 62. Heading to Hillsboro. And then from there, and there's not a lot of stuff. Georgetown, maybe? That looks a little bit further west. But eventually this will take us to Maysville in Kentucky. So we'll be heading towards the Ohio River. US 62 is kind of an interesting US highway. It's an east-west route, but because it does go from north to south as well, some sections of it are actually marked north and south. I think in Pennsylvania and New York State they mark it as north and south. Here in Ohio they mark it east and west. But it's the only east-west US highway that actually will take you from the border of Mexico to the border of Canada. The southern end of Route 62 is in El Paso, Texas, and the northern end is in Niagara Falls, New York. And we're just getting on it here in Washington's Courthouse, Ohio. And our plan is to more or less stay on it the rest of the way till we get to New Mexico. Fortunately for us, as we go further west, our sunset time gets later, so it gives us a little bit more daylight. So I think we have a good 2 hours of daylight ahead of us yet. We got a late start today because we had such a late start yesterday. We didn't really want to overdo it. We wanted to make sure we got a good night's sleep. So we weren't going to try to start too early today. Hey, you're back.
I was gonna get something, but nobody's answering the counter.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, that's a shame.
It doesn't matter. I really need the sugar.
Oh well. Were you supposed to order through the...
No, I had one open. It's just there's like no staff.
Nobody there?
I don't use those kiosks. I refuse to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They have them here?
Oh yeah.
I guess they're everywhere now.
They're everywhere. The bathrooms are nice though.
Yeah?
Yeah. If you gotta go, I'd suggest using it. Because Ohio's gas stations are working in cahoots to not let anybody use the bathroom.
So we were told.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, we got cookies in the car. So Josh, if you're listening, I have chocolate chip cookies. I didn't forget about you.
They're not the same though.
Oh, I know. I was gonna get hot ones, but
Oh, really? Is that what you're thinking?
yeah, if they had them. They never list them on the menu these days. So. But Chips Ahoy will just have to do. $3.21 for gas. It's a brand
That's
I've
one of the
never heard
lowest.
It's like a. It looks kind of like a Costco version of like in Ohio. Should grab my lap pillow. That way the iPad's not digging into my knees.
Yeah.
It's okay for a while, but
It's kind of heavy.
after a few hours, it gets to be a little bit much. So having it on the air pillow spreads out the weight a little bit, so it's not digging in. You want a cookie?
Sure.
Oh, the John Deere store.
I need to stop by one of those and get a mower belt.
Oops. Grab it.
I need the internal mower belt.
The internal one?
Yeah, it connects the three blades together on the mower deck.
Oh.
So US 62 is a east-west highway, but because it also goes north and south quite a bit, there's stretches that are more north and south and some that are east and west. So this stretch is going to be more of a south than it is west, which is good because we need to head south.
Yeah, we gotta go pretty far south.
We have to get back to the Ohio River. We crossed it when we went from West Virginia to Ohio.
It's a nice road though. 62 is pretty nice.
It's kind of like Route 22.
Maybe the shoulder isn't as wide as 22, but it's still pretty good. Concord Township. How long do you think we took out a break? Was it 6 minutes or something?
Yeah. 5 to 10. It wasn't long.
I'm trying to remember when we got into Circleville. You know what? We've been live for 54 minutes, so we got into Circleville probably an hour and 10 minutes ago. So that would have been 4:10. So we probably stopped there from 4 to 4:10.
Stanton or Staunton, depending on how they say it here.
Yeah.
In Virginia, they call it Stanton.
Yeah, I'm not. I just thought it was interesting. We'll see. Should see a sign for Buena Vista to the left at some point. You may actually see two signs because there's two roads that go to it. I'm not sure what their names are. Oh, look at that. Turkeys, chickens, and sheep all hanging out together in a group. Free kittens. Meow.
Oh, would you like to pass?
Look at the sunrise on the right.
Oh, yeah. Can't see it here in the camera.
No.
Maybe just a hint of it on the right.
Unfortunately, by the time I take the phone out of the holder, I won't be able to see it.
Oh, yeah. Might be hard to capture. It's kind of subtle.
I took a picture with my phone.
You notice how the rays are at different angles?
Yeah.
if you believe in the flat Earth theory, they use that observation as proof as to why the sun isn't so far away, that it's actually close. Sorry.
Not your fault.
We've been on Route 62 before, further north. It actually goes through Youngstown, Ohio. We went through there a couple times. But that's about it. It's all new.
Now, the downside about these cookies versus fresh cookies is they're not as moist, so they're dry.
Yeah.
But I'll take it over none. Oh, maybe because we're turning, you might be able to see some of the sun rays. Maybe, if I can get it to focus. Either way, the clouds look phenomenal. Looks so cool.
See how the rays are not parallel?
Yeah, they're angled.
It suggests the sun is fairly close in the sky.
If I had to guess the angle, I'd say probably about 33 degrees.
Our flat Earth friends take this as proof that the sun is not 93 million miles away, because the rays would be parallel if it was so far away.
Yeah. They just reached out about getting together for dinner. I had to tell them dinner, it's gonna be a long way for you to meet us.
If we make it back. If we make it there and make it back.
I told them realistically, it probably wouldn't be until after Election Day that we'd really have time, because they will always want to do it on the weekend, and when we get back, we're going to want a door knock.
Yeah, we're going to want to help
Which is going to take the last 2 weekends. We're going to want a door knock, or help our candidates door knock, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I told them, it's like, it's going to probably not going to have a free week until after that, so. It's unfortunate, but, you know, that's the way it goes.
Buena Vista.
I just couldn't believe that they were so close together.
Because there's a Buena Vista in
Virginia.
Stanton, pretty close to each other.
Yeah. This is a really nice stretch of road right here. I like it. There is something in the road up here on the left, though. Not sure what it is. Yeah.
It doesn't go well with chocolate chip cookie, though.
No. I couldn't tell at first if it was like a piece of rubber or something else.
It was something else.
Well, I feel like we've done pretty good for yourself, considering everything we've dealt with. So.
What, today?
Yeah.
I was saying to the audience, when we had stopped there for a short break, had about 2 hours of daylight.
It's not a lot.
No, not a lot. But it's better than yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I feel a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday, I kind of had a headache all day. I feel one starting to come on now, but
I knew a lot of today was going to be Route 22 just to get to 62.
so here they're harvesting the soybeans.
Yeah, is that what's going on?
Yep. So they're harvesting the soybeans into the main, I guess, the stalk, if you want to call
That dust was soybean dust, huh?
Yeah. So I hope you're not allergic to soy, because you're gonna start sneezing. Well, there's some more. It looks like they're doing both fields, maybe. Or that was already done and it's just blowing around. No, it's definitely doing it now. Yeah, it's neat. But it is a dusty business. Because you don't want your crops wet, because then they're moldy. So it tends to be dusty when it's dry.
Yeah, if you want another turn in driving, just let me know. It's a nice road.
We'll see how it goes.
It's okay if you don't either.
I like following along the map. You good with the cookies?
I'm done, yeah.
I was just making sure the chat was done. So this balloon festival is going on in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. Day 2.
We could almost get there.
I know. But we
The
really...
path goes through Albuquerque.
I know, it does. Yikes.
The path of annularity, as it's called. Next April is the next Great American Eclipse. We have one more total eclipse that's going to come through America, United States, in April, like it did in 2017.
Yeah, that was really neat.
And that one was kind of a west to east, and this one next year will be from southwest to northeast. Actually, through this area. I can't say exactly where the total eclipse path is here, but it's not too far from here. For all I know, we might be driving through it.
Make for a shorter road trip. I know it goes through Erie, Pennsylvania too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with
Kind
the
of
East,
follows Route 62.
with the East Coast, the big thing is, are you gonna have sunny weather?
Yeah.
Or wet?
But it's April.
Yeah. Because
You could have a beautiful day or not so good day.
and I don't know how much the lakes, the Great Lakes, would affect it too. Because I know some of our friends we met at Cherry Springs State Park, they said that the Great Lakes start affecting Coudersport. Starting in September, but I forget when he says in the spring it's still affecting it.
The lake effect weather.
Yeah, the lake effect just messes with the weather, so. I think he said don't bother going to Cherry Springs until June because of how wet it is. But it's like, if you don't mind wet, then you can go sooner.
Didn't he go up sooner last year? I'm trying to think. He likes to go up pretty early. I thought he tried to go up in April or May.
Are you talking about Elliot or are you talking about Eric?
Eric.
Yeah, I'm talking about Elliot.
Yeah.
I think Eric did go up, but I don't remember if he said if it was wet or not. I think he said he had snow.
What I don't like is they don't get the grass cut until June.
Yeah, that's true. The high grass was not fun the first year that we went. Now it was June.
Yeah, it was.
It was early June, I think. The high grass makes it harder to set up your tent and your telescope. And when everything's wet with dew, you're walking in the high grass.
I guess they believe in no mow May.
Yeah.
nice home. Yeah. I can see it.
Wonder what they're doing.
Oh, we got a red blinker ahead.
Rumble strips. Welcome to Leesburg. I guess people blow through this stop sign.
There's a Leesburg, Virginia, too.
I see Leesburg. We're making progress. Looks like Hillsborough is the next big town.
Yeah. That's kind of the only big town.
Yeah. And then it's Newmarket.
Right, they have stop signs, too.
Yeah, it looks that way.
So is this a rail line going across up here?
Maybe. Almost any cars.
I'm used to seeing such old bridges typically for railroads, but that one looks pretty new.
They might be better about it than Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania likes to let their bridges rot to the point of, oh, we got to close the road or replace it completely. And then we put in a temporary bridge and we wait till that's almost rotted through before we actually work on the first one.
I think they've gotten better.
Yeah, I just remember they did that by our house for a while. And that's literally what they did, though. I know, it's more complicated than that. They got all the funding issues and the manpower.
It really looks dark behind us.
I know. I was going to say, I think that rain that I drove through must be, like, getting worse behind us because it's really dark. It looks stormy dark behind us. Did you fix your mirror?
Did you move it?
I moved this one a lot.
Oh yeah, that one I fixed.
Okay. No, I didn't move the left one. So I should probably tweak it a little bit. So this is where we were, and this is where we are now.
Yeah.
So we are now in a new county. We're in Highland County. Which means we have one more county to go before we cross the border. Across the Ohio River.
US 62 is the only US highway that crosses the Ohio River twice.
Yeah, you were telling me that the other day. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. But it does. I didn't know no other roads did it. So I have to,
Well, I also wouldn't have guessed that 62 would have gone east-west and also go kind of north-south, too.
yeah,
That's definitely different.
southwest, northeast kind of road. This is a section where a lot of it is more south than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Be able to get warmer.
I think the high for Georgetown, Kentucky was around 60, 61 for today. But hopefully it'll get warmer the further south we go.
But not too warm.
Yeah. Warmer so I don't feel like a
had 80-degree days.
Yeah. That's another reason I wanted to sleep in today. I don't want to get sick.
No, don't get sick. I've had enough of that.
Yeah. I'm done. I've used up all my sick bingo cards for the year.
The boss won't give you any more sick days.
No. I had that flu thing earlier this year. And then I had the eye infections, which turned into sinus infections, which then turned into unstoppable nosebleeds, which turned into a nightmare, which then turned into more sinus infections and an ear infection. I'm so over it. And then, oh yeah, I also got bit by several ticks this summer, so I had to treat for that too. So I'm out of bingo spots. So.
Aberdeen, 51.
Oh, that's right by the border.
I was gonna say, I think that's where we cross.
Yep, Aberdeen. It'll be 52, 62, and 68 when we cross.
Are you sure?
That's what it's suggesting on the map.
I thought 68 crosses a bridge further downstream.
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird how the map shows 52, 62, 68.
They do run together, but I think they cross in different places.
Yeah, could be.
This one crosses first.
68, yeah. Jeremy said it was 30 here in my part of Kentucky with a frost advisory. Parts of Kentucky weather-wise last night, it said you guys had a frost advisory. That's chilly. What part of Kentucky are you in, Jeremy? Are you in northern part, southern part, eastern, western? I mean, you don't have to be super specific.
We knew a number of people that drove to Kentucky to watch the eclipse back in 2017.
Yeah.
Some people stayed around Princeton, Kentucky.
I think we're actually going to go through that.
And I forget which town it is in Kentucky that both eclipses are going to go through it. The one in 2017 and the one next year.
Yeah, I don't remember the town name.
So those were total eclipses, and the path for that isn't very wide.
No, it's pretty narrow.
I don't remember how many miles across, but it's not a lot.
South Central, Cave City, Kentucky, just north of Bowling City Green. I'll have to bring the Kentucky map up and look at that.
To Louisville for a couple of field hockey tournaments. That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Trying to think which year was that? Was that also 2017 when we went to Louisville, same year of the eclipse? Not sure. The years start to run together on this.
Barron County.
I know in 2019 they had the championship games in Wake Forest. But what did we do the season before in 2018? Was that that the year we got knocked out in the second round? We had like double overtime first round game.
Was that the one that was the one at UVA, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
University of Virginia.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
I think that was the 2018 season. So 2017 was also the season we went to Louisville. Princeton made it into the semifinals. We lost 1-0 in overtime. It was a tough game.
We had a lot of corner opportunities, but we just couldn't make them work, fortunately. I see Bowling Green, Jeremy, but I don't see Cave City marked on the map. But I'm guessing you meant Warren County instead of Barron County.
Southern State Community College. First time we went to Louisville for hockey games.
Well, you do mean Barron County.
That was like 15 years ago. And it was cold. They had snow. In West Virginia, there was snow. The turf was freezing. The games were at night, late. They started late in the day. I think they started at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was way too late with how cold it was.
And it was clear skies, and the turf started to freeze. They actually had to bring heaters out on the field.
We were freezing too.
Oh, that was, yeah.
And that was the hotel that we stayed in that didn't have, like, the heater was like half butt working, so we were freezing in our hotel room.
The door was, there was this gap in the door. It was terrible.
Yeah. I found it, Jeremy. I didn't realize there was a Warren and a Barron County right next to each other.
It's a big state.
Yeah. So he's south of Elizabethtown.
Take us a whole day to get through it.
I know. I was just seeing how close he was to Route 62, but it's pretty far down. Maybe 40, 50 miles if I had to guess, if you went from Elizabethtown. Estimating. 7 miles from Glasgow. Oh yeah, I see Glasgow. Glasgow's the bigger town. Yeah, there's a lot of small towns, I see that. You have the CSX Railroad right near you, which is cool. And relatively close, you have the big Mammoth Cave National Park, which has a free ferry apparently. Interesting. Yeah, Kentucky is really big, really wide across. It's kind of like Pennsylvania in that regards. When you're going east to west. Through traffic, keep right.
That's us. Reduce speed 25, huh?
Better do it like I did.
Yeah.
Earlier there was a police trap. My dad's like, oh, just let it coast. I was like, The guys in front of me are hitting their brakes. I'm gonna go with my gut on this one. There was a cop at the bottom of the hill. I was like,
Gotta love it.
It's always at the bottom of the hill.
officer. I was trying to conserve energy.
I like this inflatable. That's funny. He's
Using
waving at
brakes
us.
causes global warming.
There you go. We made a lot of progress. I'm trying to get the Ohio map to reload now.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it takes a while to make it not blurry. Pretty town. Is this Hillsboro?
Yeah. Is it Borough?
It says Hillsboro on the map.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing. It's pretty big.
WLRU.
There's another one of those #1 issues, protect children.
Yeah, I've been seeing a scattering of them along
Parental
the way.
rights are another version.
They're really good generic signs. I wouldn't mind having some of those.
Yeah, I wonder who made them. Because we've been seeing them in all sorts of different counties.
They would certainly be appropriate for our area. Because that's where our battle is, too.
Yep.
A lot of people fighting this battle right now with the schools. Do you ever say to yourself, I can't believe that we have to have this fight?
Yeah, I say that to myself more times than I care to admit. I just feel like common sense isn't common anymore. But it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier about morality. People who have, ditched religion and they've ditched morality with it. They've thrown morality out with the bathwater, so to speak. It's like,
right.
Yeah, fine, don't be religious if you don't want to be. Don't believe in God if you don't want to believe in God, but shouldn't you still have values? Shouldn't you still have morals? Know what's right and what's wrong? Common sense? It's a shame. I don't know how we fix it. I know the culture is horrendous. I know what is the communist saying or phrase goes, like you control the culture and the food, you can control the people. First they go after the culture and then they come after your food. It's like a 3-step process or something. I don't remember the specifics. But I know culture is one of it. They try to change the culture to change the people.
You want to create chaos.
Yeah.
So that people want a change. Break the system, basically.
Yeah.
Break the system and say, the system's broken, can't fix it.
So we can build back better.
Yes. That's where that comes from.
Oh, look. Horse and buggies using
You
roadway.
can't build it back until you bulldoze it.
Yeah. But I've just noticed just from growing up, being a 90s child, growing up, music was so much better. Today's music is just, I'm sure there was bad music back then, but now it's just so foul, the language. Like some of these songs, they're quote #1, #2. It's got these horrendous words in them. That it's like, what did they just say? It's just gotten so explicit.
It used to be that you'd hear this stuff on the radio and you couldn't say that kind of stuff on the radio.
Yeah.
Now when the internet came along, you didn't have that restriction. So there you loosened up some restrictions and the music got worse in terms of language.
Jeremy says, you would think that, but it's all about money. Regarding to the music or culture in general?
Well, my sister always said, follow the money.
Yeah, until I started pointing out follow the money to her, and then she got all mad at me.
Did she?
It seemed that way.
I think she was right, though. When it comes down to it, everything runs on money, right? We all need money. We treat that like it's something bad, but it's like you have to eat. You have to make money.
Jeremy,
it shouldn't be a crime to make money.
No, it shouldn't. About morals.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be about that, but it's about money. Yeah.
You're right.
He says, since Walmart and other food stores left Chicago, the city is coming up with city-owned food stores. Well, that's awesome.
City-owned?
Yeah, like smaller food shops and stores, rather than big chain stores.
Not owned by the actual city, though.
says city-owned food stores.
No, that doesn't sound good though. More government control if the city owns it. Talk about
If it's small businesses, I'd like that better.
talk about control of your food supply if the government is actually running the store.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either.
But nobody else wants to run it, right? You know, everybody else gets robbed, so why would you want to stay there and get robbed?
The crime that stores are looking at leaving. I have a friend who lives near Pittsburgh, and she posts about it. And I mean, she literally talked about it. They had to put home security in because of people doing drugs and just literally look like zombies walking down the street. Like, it's sad. It's really sad. Yep, Jeremy says it's Marxist. Yes, it's actually owned by the city. Yeah, well, that's crazy.
You have to wonder if that's by design.
Yeah.
I can't help but think that.
I wonder if they're paying them to cause the damages and then the businesses leave.
Yeah.
I know, I'm wearing my tinfoil hat.
Yeah, but all to get control, right? So
yeah, it's all about control.
You let crime run rampant, drive out the businesses, the private ownership, and then the government takes ownership. Oh, we have to step in. Nobody else will do it.
Yeah.
It all sounds proper and right.
Gotta eat, right? Control, money, and power. I know, power and control go together. So does the money. We see it just with even local politics. I mean, supervisors. They like to go on power trips. They don't want to give up power.
I think it's just our nature, you know. It's hard. You get a position of power, and it's hard not to get corrupted. So we got to just term limits. I think is probably one of the ways to go with some of this stuff. Just serve your 6 years or 4 years or whatever it is, and then let somebody else come in, and you go back to your life.
And I think that's what our founding fathers really wanted. They didn't want someone in office forever as a career. They wanted you to come in, do around like you said, and then go back to being an involved citizen.
I mean, Thomas Jefferson didn't retire to Monticello and live off a government pension. At least I don't think he did. Or any of those folks. I mean, there were some of those folks. They had some soldier pensions, but I don't know how much it was.
That was from serving in the wars, right?
Yeah, the Revolutionary War. What was it, Shea? Was it Daniel Shea? Was that his first name? Got Shea's Rebellion?
I don't know.
He actually, I think, fought in the Revolutionary War and eventually collected his pension. But he was kind of an outlaw for a while there.
I don't know much about Shea's Rebellion. I fall asleep when we listen to that part of the class. We have a history class we've been listening to, and for some reason the part about Shea's Rebellion just lulls me to sleep.
Puts you to sleep?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Jeremy says, like Mitch McConnell. Yeah, it's a good example. Someone that's been in power too long.
Yeah, and you've got the Chinese Communist Party buying these politicians. He's an example.
Yep.
Making tons of money, doing things that favor the Chinese Communist Party.
I honestly feel he needs to step down. He's got health problems.
He's got ethics problems long before he had health problems.
Yeah, I know, but a corrupt politician's never gonna.
It must be frustrating being in Kentucky and that's your choice.
It's awful.
That or the Democrat.
It's lesser of two evils. I'm sick of having to vote for the lesser of two evils. I want to actually vote for candidates I want to vote for. Like, I really love our candidate that's running for mayor in Reading, in Pennsylvania. I really like him. He's very energetic. He's very in tune with the people. Very charismatic. Very professional. And I think he has a good chance of winning if he gets enough help. Jeremy says, oh, don't forget he has moral problems too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is you gotta look into all these politicians that are owned by big pharma. They're getting these, big donations. I wish, I'm sure you've seen this meme, Jeremy, where they, how you see the NASCAR jackets with all the sponsors on it. We need to see that for our representatives and politicians. We need to know who's paying your campaign. Are you brought to you by Pfizer? Are you brought to you by, the CCP? It'd be nice to know. Yeah, I know you can do the open records and look it all up, but
It's time consuming.
it's a lot of work.
Got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. I've done it a little bit, but it's a lot of work to do it for a lot of people. Jeremy says Rand Paul pulls no punches. That's for sure. I like him for the most part.
Yeah, you're never going to like anybody 100%, but I'd say he's about 80% for me.
Yeah.
I like a lot of what he has done, said.
I also like, what's the gentleman's name? Who was the one that I was watching build the solar grid system on his farm?
Massey?
Thomas Massey. I like him. He seems to stand up for American values and freedom, wanting transparency. Jeremy says Fruit Loops as a sponsor. Yeah.
I liked Fruit Loops.
I did until I got old enough to realize that they're so loaded with color that it's not really good for you.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, maybe I shouldn't eat them so much. But yeah, I do remember how you could get those little boxes for like road trips
Yeah.
to eat for vacations and stuff?
12 packs or whatever they were.
Yeah.
It's a mix of different ones.
Like Apple Jacks, like honey roasted Cheerios or honey nut roasted Cheerios or something, and then Fruit Loops, and I don't remember what the other ones were. Maybe Raisin Bran? Not sure. But yeah, those are fun. And I always tell people, like, if you find a candidate you really like, support them directly rather than going through, a committee, the Republican committee or Democrat committee or, whatever party you're affiliated with. It's better to go direct. That way your donation's going to the candidate. Jeremy says they all are a little fruity in DC. That's good, I like that one. The fruity swamp.
Maybe we need to start over with the nation's capital. Just declare another city the nation's capital and just abandon DC. It's like, you guys go fend for yourselves now.
I wish. Can we build a wall and keep them all in? I don't know, these last few years has really shown true colors of so many people. Especially in the name of safety. What people are willing or not willing to do. It's been very enlightening.
Look what they were able to get people to do based on fear.
I know.
Get everybody scared of each other.
I mean, literally, the phrase fear porn is now, like, common language. It never used to be. But it is now. Propaganda is talked about a lot. And these things called fact checkers never existed until a few years ago.
Around 2016 it came into being. From what I understand, a lot of this stuff is being funded out of the federal government budget. If the Republicans could get their act together, if they really wanted to do this, they could go in there and they could slash those budgets that are going towards these fact checkers and put most of them out of business.
That would be...
In Congress, that would be one of the things that I would try to do. I'd go through the budget and cut all the line items that fund these fact checkers.
The thing is, how do we find out what those line items are?
I think some people have already done the research.
Okay.
It's one of those things where I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, you know, who. I know there's been interviews I've listened to where people talked about this stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty well researched. I wish I could remember the person's name. I think I saw him interviewed on Epic Television. I don't know if it was on American Thought Leaders or if it was Lee Smith was doing an interview on Over the Target.
Well, he hasn't been doing many interviews lately. It's more book reviews.
Yeah, a lot of his interviews were also kind of like there were people that were pushing books, you know,
Yeah.
they're selling their books, so they were doing interviews. It's kind of how
There's
that
just
works.
nothing wrong with that.
Again, it's is it a crime to be trying to make some money?
No.
It's like buy the book
I have
or
nothing
don't buy the
against
book.
it. The only, well, okay. I'll rephrase that. The only negative
Oh,
is...
solar farm,
Yeah, wow.
as they like to call it. It's pretty big.
And they're all facing the same way.
Yeah.
I was trying to count how many are in between, but I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that.
If there wasn't a whole pile of traffic turning, I would have turned down that street.
Like, cool to get some photos of that.
Oh, it's on the other side here too.
I know.
You want to get some photos?
Just kind of curious. There's a road.
Well, it's sort of a turnoff.
Oh boy. There's nobody coming behind us right now. You're still good. I don't know, I wasn't expecting a second solar farm.
Well, they're all over the place now.
Ugh.
Just gotta know where to look.
It's like an invasion. Jeremy says, stop sending money to Ukraine. Yeah, that'd be a good one. How about we actually help Americans and close the southern border?
What I don't like about the funding with Ukraine is there's no accountability.
Yeah, they won't even let people audit where the money
It's like
went.
literally the politicians are laundering money as they go. It's a complicated one because I know Russia's been putting out a lot of propaganda.
Okay, so this is the solar farm.
Yeah.
So they got inverter boxes at the end of, looks like every third row.
So do these folks own the land?
I don't know.
They're offering farmers something like $2,000 an acre in our area per year.
When you get up here, I'm gonna hop out to take a picture.
Yeah, wherever you want me to stop is fine.
I want to go up here because I want to take a picture of this side and then the other side, just to show how far they go. It should be easier to do it out of the car.
Yeah. Can't tell which way they're facing. I'm guessing they would be facing south. But they're facing, Gwenny?
Give me a second, I'm doing a video. I'm trying to get some of this glare on camera. which way direction were we heading? South?
Well, generally speaking, which way is the sun from where we're sitting right now?
It's our back right now.
Because the panels don't look like they're facing south.
Back right is where the sun is.
Yeah.
But if you look, I don't know if you can see on these right ones here, but back here on the left, the glare of the sky is on them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of them.
I can't tell. Can you tell if they're fixed or do they move?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go up to them. Have you never seen one up close person for that? Oh wow, they go all the way back. Holy cow. That is a lot. Does it say anywhere who's doing it? Wow.
There's more even in the distance on the right.
This is crazy. This guy is surrounded. He's got solar panels on 3 sides of his house. And they didn't put any vegetative barrier up.
He might be making all the money though. It might be all his land.
Maybe. Gate 2. See, what is that? That one where it's got the white on it. The skinny panel.
No, that's not solar panels over there. I thought it was at first.
It might be. They might be facing, whenever how
Oh, maybe they are.
I think they might be facing a different angle.
Yeah, okay, they are.
Maybe, let's see if we can drive over there, if there's a road. Wow. That's got...
Footage.
Yeah, I took some video and some photos. That's a shame.
When they build these things, they look like a big mess. They strip the topsoil completely off. It's like an industrial process. Like they're building a huge facility. But then they do bring soil back in and they plant stuff. So after it's all done, other than the panels themselves, I think the ground is in terrible shape. It's definitely got stuff growing under it.
Yeah, it looks like they planted some kind of grass. But you can see the glare of the clouds.
What I don't get though is that the sun's over to our left, and these panels are basically facing west.
I mean, if you not here, but up past where that house is, there was some that were close to the fence we could get out. I mean, obviously don't touch the fence, but it would let us see it better. But yeah, that it's weird. How they're facing not south. I thought somewhere they would say who's building it, but I didn't see a sign. There is some kind of like latching mechanism, but I don't know if that lets them rotate. I'd have to get out to take a picture.
You want to?
I could if you back up a little bit. Because that was the closest ones. We're doing solar research, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately it's all to the side. Can't see it in the front of the camera.
Yeah.
How far back?
It's good. It's good. Just hold the iPad maps, and then I'll be back. I'm gonna get a photo or two.
the solar company talked about the kind of fencing that they were going to use. They talked about using, I don't know if they call it cattle fencing or farm fencing, but that's definitely what's here. Some places I've seen them using the chain link fencing. I'm guessing it depends on the location. I guess here the risk of somebody getting in there is low.
I'm not sure much in the wind.
Yeah?
Because they're creaking in the wind.
Those panels are definitely pointing west.
Yeah, I just don't know what those weird whiteboards are. They're always on the last section of panels on the edge.
I can't imagine how this generates much power in the wintertime.
I don't know. It's definitely different.
So does it look like they're trimming underneath the panels?
It does look like it got mowed.
Yeah.
I'll try to show you a picture really quick. I can get it to load. This is what I was seeing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that lets it rotate, because it's got the hook on the back and the front. So I don't know if that lets it rotate, or if I just, to make sure it doesn't blow away. Like, to tilt too much with the wind. I haven't really looked at one close up before. Actually assembled.
Now I would think runoff from those panels isn't nearly as bad on land like this because it's... Oh, there's some on the right too.
Oh, wow. They mowed it. They definitely mowed it. With some kind of lawnmower. Watch, it's like a Roomba mower. There's more on... Oh my god, they go on the left too.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. Gate 5, Willowbrook Solar. That's what it's called. Willowbrook Solar.
That looks like a few hundred acres, perhaps.
That's sad.
You don't like green energy?
I'm not against green energy, I just don't like it on farmland. You know?
Well, it's fairly rural here, so I guess it's not affecting a lot of homes.
No.
That's not quite the situation near us, where you got a lot of people living right next door to it. What I don't like about it is we're using essentially taxpayer debt to pay for it,
Yeah.
to make it economical.
I don't like that at all. We shouldn't be subsidizing it at all.
If it's not financially viable, then maybe we shouldn't do it. just another form of corporate
There's the high
welfare?
power lines right there.
Ah, so that's probably what they're tying into then. That seems. So maybe there's another.
There you go, all the way in the distance.
I don't know. There's lines over here too that
Yeah, maybe that's
to
the
the
one
north.
that they're connected to. Looks
Oh.
like they're building them here. They have the frame.
go. Oh yeah, the frames are up. The
You
pipes.
can see the black things on it too.
But no panels yet. Acres and acres and acres.
The birds checking it out right now. They're landing underneath it and on
Yeah.
it. Oh, right in Courthouse. They got some of the wire on, the red wire. That's me. I texted you that.
One of the big problems with this is that you only get about 20% utilization.
Max.
What they call that, I forget the proper term for that. Is that capacity factor?
It might be. I'm not 100% sure.
It represents, the amount of power, the amount of time that it's basically online. It's like running if you say you had a coal-fired electrical plant, you shut it down, for one day a month. The capacity factor would be 29/30ths, almost 97%. Where here with solar, because of the fact that the sun's not up, and a day like today, it's hardly out at all. It's through the clouds.
Yeah.
You only get about 20% capacity. So that means you got to build 5 times the amount of infrastructure to get the same amount of capacity from a conventional fired plant. And that's a lot of material to only utilize it 20% of the time.
Yeah, and you got to use a lot of rare earth minerals and such.
It's kind of like building 5 power plants, and 4 of them are always shut down.
Not very logical.
You run just one at a time. You build 5 plants, you run one at a time. It's kind of how solar works. The other 80% sits there unused all the time.
I think that one of the big differences, though, is a coal power plant probably lasts a lot longer than 30 years.
Yeah, that's another issue.
Fincastle.
How long something lasts.
We're now in Brown County, the last county before we change states.
So I can look up that solar farm, see how big it is.
I'm guessing it's pretty big.
How many megawatts? I find it really interesting that they're all facing to the west.
It's weird. Township, fairly near us. The Lions Solar Farm, as they call it. It's 110 acres, and we went out there, and we were surprised the panels weren't facing south; they were east and west. It's like, what? Then we passed one farm, which I forgot to write down the town. Remember how they looked like a V? They were like facing each other like a V. Which was kind of interesting. We couldn't really get close to that one, so I don't know if I wrote it down. I don't know if we were live streaming at that time either. We were kind of tired yesterday, so I probably just forgot.
The other interesting thing that happens is you build all these solar farms like here in Ohio, Virginia, Pennsylvania. We tend to have the similar weather. If a storm that
We're gonna get it.
everybody's affected. So if it's sunny, it's often sunny across the whole East Coast. So these solar farms often
Actually functioning.
which for utilities, to manage the grid, you're juggling all these intermittent power sources, which is very complicated to do.
These patches are really loud.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how they manage that.
Well, we have some friends that used to work for Med Ed, and they said that the grid's not going to be able to handle all the solar being built. It's just going to be too much for the grid. It's going to be overloaded. They'll be told to shut off things because it just won't be able to take it all. It'll overload it.
So I wonder if that's why some of these are being designed where they're facing west like this, or they're facing east. Because if everything's facing south, it's all going to produce peak energy at the same time.
I don't know. Cincinnati, 48 to the right, and Jackson, 68 to the left.
So here, facing the west, during the summer, they're going to get a lot of sunshine in the late afternoon. So I guess they'll be very productive then. So I guess that would be good in the summertime for air conditioning season. Because that's usually when the demand on the grid is the highest.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be making much power the rest of the day.
Hey, we're in Macon. The little tiny village of Macon.
That's on the map, isn't it?
Yeah. That should have been Route 32 we just crossed. Ohio 32.
Yeah.
They got their own water tower. That guy's brakes are really squealy.
So I think we got about 30 minutes till sunset.
Well, we're roughly 22 miles from the border. 22 to 24 miles from the border. So, I think we'll make it. Maybe.
We got to Kentucky in the daylight. Well, we weren't expecting a solar farm diversion.
No, I didn't expect to come across so many of them, to be honest. I was just like, what?
I shouldn't call them that.
Solar energy generation facilities. Or solar power plants. I like to call them solar power plants.
I guess that's why people call them solar farms.
Yeah. It's a lot faster. Solar arrays.
Industrial solar plant?
Commercial solar?
That's not too bad. Well, I would call them industrial because these are built to the scale of a power plant. You would call that an.
Just kind of joking with the commercial because Leeward Energy is using for ours in Windsor Township, even though it really is industrial. But that's the way our ordinance is written, is commercial. It's so silly.
I think there's something in the electrical code about it.
It is.
Above industrial scale, or it would be appropriate.
I think this guy's roof
His roof is worse than mine.
Yeah. I was really impressed when the beekeeper pulled the roof off that the bees didn't get too upset about that. They're like, hi.
Yeah, they were good with it.
They were like just checking you out. Like, yeah, they landed on us a few times, but they didn't really care. They were like, no, the roof ripped off. Oh well.
I think you have some of that this far south.
I only saw that one.
The geology is different.
Yeah.
of that stuff in Ohio is similar to what's in Pennsylvania.
Greenhouse.
Well, you're going to give it a try, huh?
I guess he's in a hurry. This guy behind you.
And no, you're not going to do it. Okay.
Well, it looked like he wanted to.
Playing it safe.
Probably because there's a curve coming up. Lake Wanoka. Like I said, he wanted to. Just didn't like the curve. Reason 422 not to buy a used car or truck.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Speed limit 45. Ashridge. The next town will be Russellville. Moms. I miss my moms.
Can't fit them in a car.
I know. Too big of a souvenir. They wouldn't do well in the car. The corn's greener here
Yeah.
compared to some of it we saw earlier today. I forgot to tell you when we were outside the first solar farm we saw 10 minutes ago, there was a dead deer outside it.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. But I think what happened is it probably got hit by a truck and got thrown. But it was just kind of funny that it was
Guess it
right.
was that far off the road.
Yeah, because it was right near the fence. But I'm guessing one of those kind of trucks. Oh look, the chew
Yeah.
pouch.
Yeah, mail pouch. A mail pouch barn.
Those are rare.
It's fading from the landscape.
They used to do like barn advertising for other things too. But that was the more well-known one. I've seen it for like cough syrups and stuff over the years. Old photos.
So I'd say we're about 1/4 of the way there to our destination.
Of Hobbs, New Mexico.
Yeah, we're over 500 miles now.
Yeah, I'd say we're 1/4 of the way there.
5:30. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, we've done
seems
a lot
like-
of miles.
That seems like quite a bit of distance now.
Just getting out of Pennsylvania is a job. And then getting across Ohio. And then, of course, we've got Kentucky. Coming up into Russellville. Roughly less than 19 miles to the border. At least on the map I'm looking at.
Yeah. I know we follow the river for a while.
It looks like it's about 7 miles, give or take. Junction 125, State Route, Ohio. It'll be nice to get into the motel early to be able to actually charge some things for tomorrow and get a better night's sleep.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't sleep so good.
It's just my toes.
You think you'll be sleeping better tonight?
Yeah, probably. For those wondering what I did to my toes, I dropped a fence post on them accidentally. You're probably like, how the heck did you drop a fence post? Well, I made a makeshift jury rig hammering station on top of Hollywood blocks with a fence post on it to hammer the B frames together, and I forgot to push it on, and I was hammering away, and it jumped off the blocks. I didn't jump back far enough. Managed to miss my right foot and most of my left foot, but my poor left toes got nailed by the beam. So, they're not broken, thankfully, but they're bruised pretty bad. Horsey. I was wondering if we were going to see any today.
I saw one yesterday.
Yeah. Same color. It was a dark color. Well, it's partly like you said, you always sleep best in your own bed, so sleeping in a hotel, it's different than what you're used to.
Well, I felt more rested this morning than yesterday.
Oh, yes, for
Today
sure.
on the road, it's been better. It also helps that we've had more daylight.
Yeah. And I think it also helps it hasn't been entirely sunny, so it's less glary.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had a lot of glare, which was making both our heads kind of hurt.
Driving into the sun.
Yeah.
There's some more high voltage lines coming up.
Oh, yeah.
electricity.
Isn't that exactly? It's almost like growing energy, like plants grow their own energy.
Yeah, same idea.
Just different type.
About the end life of the product.
Yeah.
So we try to paint that green and say, oh, it's green, sustainable, it's wonderful. Well, I don't know about the end product. Waste.
Yeah, I don't know about that part either. The more people are in a hurry about passing people.
Traffic jam.
I'm guessing it's a horse and buggy. Or it's just a truck. A stinky truck. PU. Dirty diesel. Just makes my lungs itchy.
The car thinks it's nighttime now. He just kicked on the lights.
I noticed. Yeah, it's getting, with the clouds, it's getting darker sooner. I think we said, what, 6:30?
I think didn't you look it up 10 after 7 was sunset?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So, yeah, we're running low on daylight. Enjoyed the ride too much. It was good though.
Well, I just thought I was like getting up close to solar panels that are built. Like, I don't have that opportunity very often. I mean, just.
If we had the drone with us, that'd be a good drone flight.
Yeah.
Get a good aerial view of that.
To borrow it from my brother.
Well, if he had come along, I would have suggested he do that.
Yeah. He knows how to fly it. I don't really know.
He's got the license too.
Yeah.
He's taken the test. He's studied the materials, taken the test, and gotten the FAA license. So he's the only one who can really do it.
Well, you could do the little ones.
Yeah, you can.
That's more what
I guess it's based on weight. Below a certain weight, you don't need a license.
It's weight and height, I believe.
Well, here's Junction 68.
It's actually going to join us.
Yeah. I remember that.
We have to kind of do a jog up here. I guess technically we're joining it. That's how it's going to go. It's okay on my side. And 68. And then when we get closer to the river, we're going to pick up 52.
Yeah, it gets complicated.
It'll be a party. Party. Well, that's what happens when you have limited river crossings.
6 miles to Ripley.
Yep, so for Georgetown, Kentucky, it's a sunset at 7:10.
Yeah, you looked it up last night.
Yeah, I was just refreshing my memory.
Which is good. It's a lot more time than if it was still back home.
Yeah. It's 6:30 at home, I think. That's why I said 6:30. It's like 6:30 was home. I was thinking, an hour later, maybe 7:30, but it was really 7:10.
so it's pretty much getting dark at home now.
Yeah.
The bees are going to bed.
Bees are going to bed, and guineas are saying, it's time to go to bed, time to go to bed, Mr. Fox.
Come eat me, come eat me, come eat me.
That's what we jokingly say, too. The guineas get vocal when the sun starts to get really low, and we jokingly say, it's time to go to bed / come eat me, Mr. Fox. Here I am. This is where I'm sleeping. It's funny how that works out. It's funny how cats don't do that. They don't announce to the world that this is where I am. We'll hear our owl, though, sometimes. Mr. Owl. Which is pretty cool.
So here Route 68 is marked south.
Interesting. We are kind of going south.
Oh yeah.
Have we gone into Red Oak yet? Or past the John Rankin house?
Don't know. Where are they on the map?
Right here. This is where we joined up at 68, so I didn't know if that was Red Oak that we just went through, or...
It wasn't much.
Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh no, my screen's turned into macaroni color. So I tried to zoom in.
Going down to the Ohio River.
Today definitely was better. I was able to enjoy the views more. Like I said, less glare makes a world of difference. T-minus 2 miles or less until we enter Kentucky.
No way.
Yep. Maysville's in Kentucky, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's 1.5 miles until we take the ramp onto the bridge. So that's why I think it's about 2 miles total. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you're right, but if that's the way the sign says, I'll go. I thought 62 crosses further in Aberdeen.
Oh, is that the one where... Oh, we're taking the Aberdeen crossing?
Well, that's 62.
Oh,
You don't have to.
Okay, you're right. I was getting routed onto the 68 crossing, which will take you back to 62. But they're not too far apart.
No, not too bad.
I'm not sure how many miles, it doesn't say.
If it's Route 62, I'm sure it's longer.
It is.
I'm not sure 62 is a short way to anywhere.
It is a little longer, but like I said, it's not that much different than...
Here comes
being
Route
on the road.
52.
Yeah, like I said, 52 is going to join us. We're going to have a bridge party, rumble strips. We got a stop sign ahead, apparently. We're going to need to go left, left, left. Here is Ripley. We need to go.
How'd you like to live there?
What I want to know is how loud are the rumble strips inside the house? You got that ugly yard sign right outside your house, too. It's clear on the right.
Yeah.
It's still good. There's a guy in the distance.
You think it's still good?
Yeah.
I'd say it's still good. 68 south, 62 west, 52 east. Oh, yeah.
What road are we on?
You can look this stuff up, actually, that this complicated directionality.
Yeah. Another number one issue, protect children. Knock on one of the doors. Where did you get those signs? I'd like to order a pack of 50 to 100. I wonder if we see one tomorrow. Probably won't, but we should take a picture on it. Towers Auction Services. That looks like a smokestack straight ahead. 4 smokestacks. Ohio Tobacco Museum. Oh, cool. I heard about that from someone. I forget who told me about it. Oh, there's actually 6 stacks. Take that back. That, I would guess, is a hydroelectric power plant.
Hydroelectric?
It's right near the river. You don't think? You think it's coal with water power? Water cooling?
I don't think you need a smokestack for hydroelectric.
I would have thought you would have had steam coming off.
Where's the steam getting generated?
Going through the turbines? I don't know. I'm tired.
You got river water going through a turbine. How do you get steam out of that?
I guess only if you heat it up.
Why would you heat it up?
Probably wouldn't need to. Unless you needed to cool the turbines.
Isn't it all based on gravity?
Yeah, it's probably coal. Water cooling for coal. I promise I'm not dumb. I'm just tired.
I should probably keep driving.
Yeah. And if the car thinks it's dark, my body says it's time to go to bed.
You're done early.
I don't normally
Have
get
to
up.
tuck you into bed quick.
I don't normally get up at 9 in the morning.
Oh my goodness, it's so late.
We only got like maybe 8 hours.
Well, did you actually go to sleep when you went to bed?
I did fall asleep, but I woke up several times.
Because I don't think I remember too much after I laid down.
I read for like 2 minutes, but it was too uncomfortable.
Did you read me to sleep? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I was reading you about honeybees and their health and how they eat nectar and pollen.
I remember that.
And then I was talking about honeybees.
Because you talk about lipids.
Yeah, and honeybees need a good GI tract like humans. And they were talking about that, and there's like honeybee nutritional products you could buy, which I had no idea existed. But I don't really want to do any of that. I'd rather just hope that they can do their own nutrition. So I'm not really in it to steal their honey. I'm in it to keep the bees alive and help out with pollination just naturally, you know, whatever they feel like pollinating. Hopefully it's our garden, but you never know. There's the water, so it is on the water.
That's the Ohio River.
So I got that part right.
We're going west, east, and south.
I don't know if I'm gonna get a good picture because of the trees. Only got one. Hopefully it's not a big blur. No, not bad for moving 45 miles an hour.
Can you tell what it was? Some kind of power plant.
It's a power
Right?
plant. That's with the trees. It's got that hard to see effect. You know, like behind the trees. Just can't really get much detail out of it.
Oh, a nice photo.
I zoomed it in.
A lot of smokestacks.
Yeah, but I see like conveyor belts, but I couldn't tell you what's on it.
Conveyor belts. That sounds like coal.
Well, it looks like conveyor belts.
Well, what else could be powering it? Natural gas? Wouldn't need a conveyor belt for that.
No. There's some more stacks in there. There's smoking. There's small, separate. So it's interesting. Unless it's an incineration facility that's spewing out smoke that's working. Ugh, it smells disgusting. Ugh.
There's one of the bridge crossings.
Smells like sewer.
We're actually going upstream right now on the Ohio River. That's
68.
okay. Because 58 follows the river. Aberdeen.
You mean 52?
Yeah, I meant 52.
It's really tall. That's the pillars for the bridge.
Yeah, I see.
I don't think you guys can see it, but it's really tall. Restaurant. Yum yum. That's cool.
There's our bridge.
Oh, it has lights. Oh, that's cool. The other one didn't have lights. crossing off our third state of the trip. We're going to be saying goodbye to Ohio.
State number 4 coming up.
Kentucky are we coming into, do you know? Oh, there we are, Maysville.
.62 west, 52 east. .62. This is the second one I've seen labeled as business route.
Interesting. There's our bridge. It's got lights on it. Try to get some photos. Maysville, Kentucky, 1 mile. Saying goodbye to Ohio. Shape. Wonder how long it took to build a bridge like this. All the cabling, tensioning, the pulleys. To Kentucky.
Did you get a welcome to Kentucky sign?
I think it's probably all blurry. The lighting is just too poor. Yeah, they all blurred. Too dark. Flag.
.62 turns right ahead.
Yeah, we split off from 68.
Kentucky Scenic Byway.
We'll be heading to Murphysville. Limestone Center.
Yeah, there's something about limestone.
Traffic islands ahead.
I was reading about the original Route 62 alignment, I think there was a different bridge. I talked about limestone. I don't remember the specifics. I think it might have been an outcropping along the river with the railroad.
Interesting.
Unless it was a ferry. Maybe you had to use a ferry to get across. I don't know.
Going up, up and away. Gotta come out of the valley from the river.
Yeah.
Ooh, the rocks are flat here.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
They're really flat. I know you guys can't really see it because of the lighting, but at least that outcropping of rocks, the flat layers. This is fairly flat too.
It's all limestone, isn't it?
I can't quite tell. I think so. Wow, that's a lot of rock. Junction 2516. That's a big number. That one is not on my map either. Currently in Mason County. Is this Murfreesville?
I don't know.
Oh, it might be Washington actually. We might not have gone far enough to get to Murfreesville yet. There's a chiropractor and a laundry place. Anybody knows any good laundry facilities in Hobbs, New Mexico? Let me know in the comments section. Okay, so this is Route 9. Okay, so this is Washington. It's probably still the area of Washington. But we said goodbye to 68 though, so... Oh, it's saying 2-9. 10 is to the right. Okay, so yeah, I guess could be Murfreesville. I haven't seen any signs though. It's saying 10s to the right. Either that or not all the roads are on the map.
9 should be on the map.
Oh, it is, but the thing is we said goodbye to 9 already before we split from 68, so it just seems kind of weird that 9 is showing up again.
Route 9 and 10.
Yeah, 10 is up past 9. Taking 596 to 10. Rural King. Looks like they got tractors. Almost looks kind of like a tractor supply. I think it's going to be interesting with this trip is seeing like all the different gas stations and store differences. Just general culture differences, you know? Got a little patch of light left on our right.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, what happened to it?
I can't see.
It's getting too dark for the camera is probably what's happening.
It was good there for a bit. The contrast is better than what it looks visually. I think it looks brighter than it is.
It's much darker. Sardis to the right. Okay, I see.
Hold on. Sorry about that. I had no idea 62 did this.
I was gonna say I thought we were going to Sardis.
So you were thinking, oh, we should turn here.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. It's like I thought I saw it on the map.
All right.
I think one of the bears fell. Oh, you turned me upside down, Daddy. I don't know if the other one fell or not. Cargo shift. Yeah, I didn't realize it turned, but yeah, looking at it, it does kind of turn. I thought maybe it would stay and it just curved.
Show me where.
Right there.
That's it? No way.
Yeah.
We're there.
It has to be, because there's no other turn. Go towards Sardis. That's my guess.
No way. We're way back further than that.
I don't know that. Unless that's...
We're 68, 62 split. That's the turn we just made.
We've been away from 68, I thought.
It's confusing, because it said 68 business. We're going to cross 68 in a little bit, according to that map.
How do I tell the difference between the regular and business on this map?
I don't know. It doesn't really mark business 68. That was the only sign I actually saw for it. So we're here.
Okay. I got it. I got it. Stop whacking me.
You hit, I hit back.
You knocked my bear on the ground.
You gave me whiplash earlier.
I'm sorry. the roads were just not the greatest sometimes.
They were good roads.
The
They were
gas
good
pedal
roads.
sticks.
This is like turning onto a back road. Off of the other road.
Oh, look at that pink sunset.
Look at that. That was a highway. We just went over it. That's 68. We just went over.
Okay, so we don't actually turn off.
68 is too good to intersect us.
Apparently.
It's like, you know what? We've crossed too many times. This isn't right.
Yeah. Ah. Mile marker 11.
Interesting.
I didn't notice the mile markers before, but I was looking at the map. And I was just taking pictures of the remaining light spot.
I wonder what 11 miles is from.
I'm guessing it's from the border.
Do you think it's 11 miles since we crossed the bridge?
Well, let's see. 4 plus 4 is 8. Yeah, I'd say so.
Wow.
Yeah, because you got 3, 4, and 4. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Another sharp curve, apparently. Now we should be eventually running into Murfreesboro. I thought we were further along than this. But it was hard to see because some of these other round numbers are just not listed on the map at all. There's a bright sky right there. Congested area. There's like no shoulder at all. Basically wet line and then grass.
I like it.
Reminds me too much like Pennsylvania. I noticed when I was looking at hotels in Kentucky, a lot of them are advertising all the horse events that you can go to. All the different places you could go to see horses or get riding lessons, etc. Which, I know, makes kind of sense when they have the Kentucky Derby, right? Made me think of it as this is a horse farm here. It looks the fencing and the barns. It's 50 degrees. It's getting colder. It's getting later though.
Yeah.
Getting leg cramps.
We got a hill coming up.
Lovely.
What?
A hill. Trucks use low gear. Black cows.
Wow, this is a very rural highway now, isn't it?
Yeah. I like it. A bit bumpy, but fell down further than the new one. It's all rusty. What's nice is we haven't had any tailgaters lately.
Yeah. Well, this is an improved stretch of road.
Ah, I like this better. Smooth like butter.
That other stretch looked like original roadway.
Felt like it too. Louder.
Now you got more shoulder.
Yeah. Still no circles.
Now it says mile 8.
What are we counting down to?
Yeah, I guess we're counting down.
Interesting. Murphysville. Down to 49 degrees.
It says 62 west. Is this downtown?
I guess. I don't know. It looks like it was barely a town on the map. Like it's not super big.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Some nice rolling hills.
Is that an animal or a mailbox?
A mailbox with eyes.
Okay. It just looked like eyes at first because it was glowing.
Yeah. Next half a mile, 35-mile-an-hour curves.
Just keeping my eyes open for deer. Slide area. What kind of slide are we talking about? Mudslides?
Maybe. That's a good possibility, I guess.
It's icy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I hadn't thought of those. What came to mind was rock slide, but I didn't really see any rock outcroppings.
Yeah, that was the other thing I thought about was rock slides. I figured it wasn't a water slide.
Could make it one.
Yeah.
Be a pretty good one.
Usually would say falling rock rather than like slide area ahead. This is what I would have thought. That's why I thought maybe mud or ice.
It was shaded through there, so I suppose it could, in the winter, could be very slippery. Get icy.
Yeah. With it being very narrow, you easily slide into the other lane. If you go off the road here, you get tickled by the grass.
saw the red lights. Did you give up on the map? Taking a break?
Kind of blinding now.
Oh, you can't turn brightness down on that thing?
I turned it all the way down. It doesn't have a blue screen filter, unfortunately.
Oh, wow, that's as dim as it gets.
Yeah, that's why I don't like using it at night.
I guess we could have brought some of our red foil. Red plastic.
Yeah. I didn't think about it.
Probably can't scroll through that.
Probably not.
Well, you just can't drive at night then.
Oh, there's a 10-mile-an-hour curve. Oy vey.
Yeah, you can see why the map tools don't route you this way.
Yeah. This explains why there's nobody behind us. They can't drive 60 through here. It's not possible.
It doesn't go anywhere. Nobody takes that way.
It's for fun, so we don't really want to take the highways. Time was not exactly planned, so stop and look at that.
I knew we were going to pretty much start when we were having to leave the motel because it was such a late night. I figured it was important to get the sleep rather than to get the early start. I was expecting we could do a little bit better tonight than we did yesterday, so maybe we'll get a little earlier start tomorrow.
Yeah. Apparently we turn right in 0.4 miles. They don't have...
324. The Route 62 sun agrees with your observation on the map. We have no choice.
Yeah. Oh, Horse and Buggy sign, our first one in Kentucky.
They got them here too, huh?
I would hope so. It's the land of horses.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If the apocalypse comes and we lose electricity, Kentucky's going to be in a better position than most places. They're going to have the horsepower.
Yeah, that's true.
Because without electricity,
Gotta do everything manually. Can't even mow your grass without it. You have to scythe your grass. Unless you have goats eating it down.
yeah, it's interesting to imagine how you would need to live without electricity. The off-grid folks would know how to do that. There's where solar's helpful. Even if it's intermittent, at least it's some electric.
Yeah.
That's not us though. That's Route 1029.
Are you sure?
According to the signage.
Because Waze says the road dead ends.
This one?
Oh, I guess it's just glitched. It's entering Sardis. I gotta switch it back to the hotspot. It's a T-Mobile dead zone.
Robertson County. It's a congested area back there.
Yeah, it's at 35 miles an hour, congested area. I'm guessing because there's homes. Plus it's at school buses, so.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go ahead and wrap up the stream for the day. Can't really see too much in the dark.
No, it's
Unfortunately.
It's pretty much all darkness out there now.
So we're near Sardis, Kentucky. We covered everything from Cadiz, Ohio today all the way to Sardis, Kentucky. We took US Route 22 and US Route 62. So we're going to end up in Georgetown, Kentucky tonight, and then we'll go live sometime tomorrow and probably end up somewhere around Paducah, Kentucky. So if you want to see us traverse Kentucky, make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what time we'll go live. Kind of depends on when we get started and when we feel like going live. So hope you have a good night and thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.